This entire legislative session builds up to what's called the Bill of Bills. It's the budget, and it's your tax dollars hard at work or hardly working, depending on your perspective.
We'll bring the Executive Appropriations Committee to order.
It was a little bit of a feeding frenzy when legislative spending priorities were unveiled on Utah's Capitol Hill. The legislature's powerful Executive Appropriations Committee met to approve the initial budget. Some big things got funded, and some things did not.
I think we've made everyone unhappy, so that's probably a pretty good place to be, considering the numbers we had.
It's a $28 billion budget this year. Utah no longer has federal stimulus money from the pandemic to lean on, and revenues are relatively flat. The House and Senate budget chiefs say for every dollar they spent this year, there was $125 in requests.
Last year was such a bubble year, and this year it's more of a return to normal. And, it'll be hard to adjust.
A top priority for Republican legislative leaders this year is a tax cut, and they've set aside $167 million to make it happen. But House and Senate Democrats have wanted to spend that money on other needs.
There's a lot that I like that is funded. There are some things that I have some great concerns about that are in the budget, and that's part of the philosophical discussion. And, we have to realize that while this is passed out as what the budget's going to be, we still have 5 legislative days ahead of us, and there will be more discussions and there will be more changes.
Public education will see some big spending increases.
That is truly the economic engine of the state of Utah, and one of the things that we're noted for. We have the youngest population in the United States, and to make sure that they have the skills that they need to be competitive in today's environment is a huge task that we have. And so to fund that, to make sure that we keep that competitive edge.
There's hundreds of millions of dollars set aside for teacher salaries, school safety, and a controversial school choice program. Water conservation in the Great Salt Lake will get more money in this year's budget, including millions for new ideas to get water into the state and better tracking of the water we have. Governor Spencer Cox wanted hundreds of millions of dollars for housing and homelessness, but he's not going to get even close to that. Lawmakers budgeted around $40 million.
I think that one of the things we've been looking at is, what's the minimum amount we can do for homelessness this year in light of where we are from a budget standpoint. We're still in discussions.
Governor Spencer Cox is not giving up on that. His office tells me there's a week to go in the legislative session, and he's working with legislators to try to come up with solutions to deal with the lack of funding on homelessness. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.